is a good day.
What's up,
Off day
everybody?
too.
This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're with Arnie, and Arnie took down the baby. He took the bath water as well. Threw out the baby, kept the money, kept the water. Now he's happy. Let's see how he did it. Limp, yeah. Raise, call, yeah. Check, check.
Yeah, I approach a lot of these super deep spots like this. I almost limp my whole range, but Ken had brought up an interesting point, like, if they're not really raising.
Yeah.
Do you just wanna start like linearly raising or just like raising more of your hands? I don't know the answer, but yeah, I think it's good.
My mind, blind against blind people are like better and better every day. Cause it's kind
Yeah.
of the standard spot, right? If you play with the reg, you know he's not gonna make too many mistakes here, right? And then if you're sticky enough, you are not gonna make many mistakes as well, right?
I
I
think
think
it's
it's an easy spot to play, is what I'm trying to say for them.
mm,
If you raise every time, it's easy for them to play back, no? If you're,
yeah, I kinda like, I mean, I'm with you. I kinda like just playing. I still am like in the limp train for the most part, especially when we're super deep. This is kind of interesting. Like, okay, so there's certain games and certain times I just like will fold this, and then there's other spots where I definitely will continue sometimes.
yeah, so if you look at GTO, I think this is the floor, right? We
I
gotta
think it
call.
actually
Probably,
may four bets sometimes, but, yeah,
And if you look at positions, it's likely to be a call.
it's definitely a call GTO.
But also this guy size up more than, no, not really.
Not really. It's actually probably a smaller size, but it's reasonable.
But in my mind, like from the big blind, they really don't three bet enough. Versus,
I'm kinda with you.
yeah, I don't see much three betting from the
it's
big blind.
probably, since it's the floor, like, we'll probably have a limit call, make an adjustment, I guess. Four bet is spicy.
I don't hate this.
This was early on in the tournament too here, so
I will say this, your sizing is pretty massive. You don't need to go this big when you're in position.
Yeah,
You should only be going like 2.3, 2.2x or something.
when I'm out there like this and somebody makes it like 17, it's enough for me to be like, oh,
Yeah. Mhm.
17, 18. You don't really need much more than that.
Yeah, so
yeah, no, I agree.
theoretically,
This is white. This is really big. Yeah,
yeah, it's for the people who aren't aware, like when you're four betting and three betting in position, your sizes can be smaller. When you're out of position, they need to be a little bit larger. What did Ken say? I never said raise anything. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was trying to allude to.
I think this was quite early on and a lot of times.
Oh, look at this. It's a thing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Well, it actually, it used the same sizing too, but, actually they didn't because the three bet was much larger. So like, fractionally, it goes from 11 and a half to 24. So if you scale that down with their sizing, something like 17 would probably make more sense.
Oh,
Oh, boy, see, this is one of these spots, man, where it's just like,
well, two things here. He doesn't three bet bluff enough. And then now he's doing that.
yeah.
Gotta
You, f-
fold.
you flop extra equity though. You got a heart. You got
See, this,
two
nice,
overs.
Arnie. Arnie, you're gonna throw out the baby here.
Yeah. I like sometimes in tournaments, I find in these smaller ones, people just try to take those lines to try to set the pace. But sometimes it just,
Okay,
well, what
Arnie,
is he leading there with really, right?
let me tell you
I've
right
got the
away.
9, so we got shot backdoor
You're
heart, but
playing,
this
you're
is
playing,
this is totally spewy,
yeah,
100%.
yeah, you're playing a leveling war here.
Yeah.
And you're probably playing it on your own here because this guy Doesn't have anything to do with the game.
Yeah, so like what I would say to this is like theoretically, like I wouldn't beat you up too bad about this. Like this is probably if a guy's balanced and he has bluffs and he's doing some things, it's probably like okay, but this guy three bet you, we already discussed pre-flop. This arrangement doesn't have a ton of bluffs. He calls a four bet you do. And then he donks into you on a low connected coordinated board. So, this guy is gonna be one of two things. He's gonna have the nuts here, so like, he's got an overpair where he doesn't wanna see like more overcards to come or the board to get more dynamic. Or he's just completely out of line. And, if he's completely out of line, I don't know, man, he might just like call you down with a six or something here. So,
If you take this position often, you take this line often, it's not gonna go well for you.
this is
Yeah, no,
extremely high
I've
variance.
actually, I've got this guy tagged. He's a Brazilian and he's super aggressive.
Okay,
Mm,
So I opened up my hand history of this tournament just because
okay.
there's nothing here, but this guy, yeah, I've played with this guy quite a bit and
well, so like, I mean,
this is exploitable.
Yeah, Brazilians at this stake, okay, at these lower stakes, they do have some bluffs from like the big blind.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I feel like what's gonna happen here is he's gonna call you, he's gonna show you pocket queens, and you're just gonna hit a straight or an ace or something. And like long term, like that's just
Yeah,
not gonna be profitable.
No, I agree. Like this
Yeah.
is a blast off. This was an
Yeah.
exploitable play against someone that I've played with.
But he
So
folded. So,
yeah,
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 that dude definitely gets like a green tag, which is way out of line in
yeah,
my book. Cause that's just wild. I don't know what he's trying to do there.
yeah.
Alright, so this guy likes to party, obviously. It is of note that he's using the same exact three betting size in position that he was using out of position. So this guy is, I think he's just clicking buttons, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
up to no good. Okay, so we just fold here.
Yeah, I mean, I normally would just kind of get out the way, like,
We bet here some.
this is good. Not early position, I don't think. I think this is just a fold, EP versus EP.
Yeah, this is, yeah, I agree. This should have just been a fold.
You
Your
should-
suited tens, I think, is where it starts coming in. I mean. It may be close, but,
Yeah,
he did use a smaller sizing of notes, so maybe it is okay to call theoretically.
well, it's not great.
I might honestly with jack high and the
Stab the
nine
turn?
here, I might just stab on the turn after it goes like check all the way through.
Yeah,
But I mean, there's not a bunch to be gained here, to be honest.
well, still. I
Yeah.
think stabbing the turn, you get away with some.
Three bet's good. You could probably go a smidge larger. But I think it's good. You bet this size, good, I think.
100%.
I'm going kind of big. Did you check?
Yeah, you should never check here.
Yeah.
Okay, so why would you check is my question.
I just sort of wanted to induce him to bet, really.
Yeah, yeah, but people are not crazy like him.
So
I
this,
think,
this is a low frequency check. I'd probably do this maybe 1 in 10 times.
okay,
ish.
okay.
Just cuz I've pretty much locked it down unless he's got like 9-10 or something like that. But
I
he's
think,
calling.
a good rule of thumb is unless you have like specifically noted a player, like our friend F39 over there, who's gonna overly commit chips in situations where they shouldn't. Um,
The way,
you should do the betting. You shouldn't let them try to do the betting. Hold on, Vera.
the way I would put this, okay?
I've just still got this one.
You get here. You three bet, okay, but think about your range. When you have jack ten here. Think about when you have king jack here. Okay, when you're bluffing, this is a great card to continue on. It puts a queen in a bad spot, say you don't have it. Alright?
Yeah.
In my mind, you should always double barrel.
Yeah, definitely. No, at this point I was just hoping that he hit the ace and then I'd showed weakness, really. Or maybe I just had like, queen, jack, king,
Yeah.
queen or something like that.
Yeah, but remember, the benefits of deception will never overcome like getting paid full when you have a strong hand.
Yeah.
See, you can probably play for stacks with this guy. If you bet big on
Yeah,
the.
this is a, definitely, this is an easy calling station tag right here.
Yeah.
And players like this, they're not gonna do the betting for you, but they are gonna call everything. So the way you adjust and extract max value from these guys is just bet your range. There's no need to balance with checks and get tricky. Just put your money in and they're going to call.
Yeah.
This guy called the flop.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like this dude is definitely a calling station. He's not like overly aggressive, but he's definitely a calling station.
Yeah,
Alright, so crazy dudes in the pot. I'm in the middle. I'm gonna play check here a lot.
I gotta check here. And multi-way, you don't really have big bets.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is probably like not the worst thing. I think this is fine.
But
When you get like
Bad.
micro clicked here,
you have.
I'm torn. What do you think, Louis? I play call here probably more than I should.
I'm just calling because with the queen, what do you block, like, king, queen? You block, queen ten? You block,
He's got hands like ace, jack that may not put their chips in on the turn sometimes. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I
this is
play,
the same villain,
no,
the Brazilian guy.
no, F39 is the crazy guy. He was on the
I,
button.
I think I don't know, cause I just pulled
Honestly,
this hand up here and it's,
Oh, is it the same guy? Maybe the table rearranged or something.
oh no, it is a different guy, my bad, yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
So-
so hard to keep track of the numbers instead of the villains.
well, it is. It is.
I don't think there's anything wrong in clicking here.
Yeah.
It's a bit good.
So I think jamming is a bit much. You're gonna give this guy an opportunity to get away with hands like, I don't know, if he's got jack 10 of diamonds here, do you think he's calling this?
No,
Probably not, no.
Me either. Yeah,
clicking him would be better, 26, 27, 30.
if you were gonna raise, I agree. I'm still kind of, in the mindset that I like calling a little bit better to
Well-
extract value from his draws and bluffs and things
The
like
way I
that.
would put it is queen of spade you call. No,
Yeah.
no spade, you just.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it, Louis. Definitely couldn't say anything to that. I would agree. That's probably a great way to organize that. You can squeeze here sometimes, or you could play call. I think I kinda like squeezing since it's bounty.
I like squeezing because of the positions. It's kind of late positions, right? So you can get queen eyes, king eyes to fold, ace eyes to fold. And if you were against these type of players, you'd have back blockers, but this is pretty good here.
Yeah, and everyone's kinda like the only guy that's really uncapped here, you're super deep with, so like. The probability of this guy just putting his chips in is
What kind of squeeze
nuts.
do we have four ways here? Just for fun.
It should be a lot of suited tens and suited jacks.
Raise, call.
Yeah, so tens, jacks, even some nines are squeezing. It's very top heavy, very linear.
Yeah.
Don't really need to really bluff with a arrangement like this.
What's your squeeze? About 12 big blinds.
13.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
13.
would even maybe go a little bit larger, but yeah, I think 12 would be fine, 13, 14 even. But we call, this is kind of interesting, taking a lead line here. It's definitely not like a super theoretically sound answer.
Yeah.
But, I do see some kind of merit in these deviations, especially on textures like this sometimes. I don't think it's bad.
If you wanna simplify like your big blind donk strategy, it's seven, you need a seven. If there's an eight, it's never gonna lead or almost never. So
Rarely,
seven
right?
high board where you can easily get the straight from the big blind.
Yeah, like it's kind of, these donking strategies usually revolve around like equity shifting
Yeah.
and like. When the cards aren't really well represented in calling ranges and opening ranges. So like if they're nittier, it's probably better. But, a lot of these guys should have 8x in their range. Mm, Yeah, this is good, I think. You got a lot of chips, so I'd be looking to play a lot of pots. Well,
I'm calling here.
I think I'm calling too, especially, okay, so it's a PKO, you cover everyone involved and you're super deep.
Like,
Um,
close the action, but they cap themselves pretty much, and then it's nine, it's not like sevens.
yeah, like, okay, so guy with 158 over there. He's not going to be trapping with the top of his range because you're so deep effectively with him. So it doesn't make as much sense. If you were 40 big blinds, you could have him a little more uncapped. But I mean, he shouldn't be doing that with like his aces and kings. He wants to build a pot to get all the chips in with you when he makes the nuts. Um, I guess 48 may be kind of uncapped a little bit. They'll have some back jams, like there could be tens and jacks in that range. But
Very,
I would definitely be calling here. I think this is a bit tight.
Yeah.
Let's see how it pans out. He just jams kings. Okay, yeah, I mean,
I gotta take a note here as well.
yeah, that dude's wild, man. Like 4-7 off.
This is not necessary, right?
Uh,
I don't think we need to play here, do we?
you can probably call. I mean, when you're super deep and you're covering everyone in a PKO, I'm definitely V-pipping more.
It's call a raise.
I
Yeah.
just had a feeling that he had a big hand. The kings.
Don't trust your feelings.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was probably automatic. I should have called there 100%.
Huh? You mean here?
No, with the nines.
Oh, yeah, I think so as well. Big bet, I like that. That's good. 2, 6. Okay, so. Jonathan Jaffe has a webinar that lasts an hour, okay? That says you basically don't wanna ever cold call three bets. And then whenever you do it, the last hand you wanna do it with is king, queen suited. So maybe you should watch this webinar. Cause it stuck to me. You really don't wanna have a cold calling range here. But then you're kind of deep, you can maybe do it exploitatively, but when you do it, it's never king, queen suited.
Yep. Yeah, no, well, after I saw me call there, I was just like, ooh,
Yeah, you
I was
just.
like,
Cause,
yeah, it's either a fold or a four bet.
thing is, EP opens, right? And then this guy attacks the early position range. You just
Yeah.
have no business here.
Yeah, just a fold.
Yeah. Yeah. I would
Should have
play,
probably gone bigger on this limp.
well, this guy makes it 3. So I think I called the 3 here. Yeah,
Oh, I thought that was me going to 3.
oh. Hey, tough spot here.
it's easy fold, man. Like these guys aren't bluffing.
Is it an easy fold?
I mean, okay, let me ask this. Are you prepared to stack off 100 big blinds here with
This is
these?
the baby, man. One of them could have like 10-8 of spade and the other one could have a 6, no?
Yeah. I know he
I,
limp calls.
I
And
would, I
then,
would say this, okay, so like when I have a spot where there's a lot of uncertainty and crazy weird things are happening, I just apply a kind of a safety factor to my decision trees. I'm just gonna like get out of the way.
Yeah,
Like this guy has led into you guys with 5 big blinds from a limp range versus a call, versus a raise, and then it went call. Very odd spot already. Then this guy who initially raised, who should be relatively uncapped still, decides to raise that guy. And you're in here with a relatively capped range. So yeah, I mean like, okay, if you just like you call here or you like 4 bet or jam or whatever, it's probably not like the worst thing and you're gonna win some of the time, but I don't know, man. I just kinda like, they're gonna show you sevens here sometimes. They're gonna show you eights here sometimes.
Yeah.
But,
Are you gonna make a lot of money here in the long run? if you-
I don't think so, man. Like, you're gonna be playing big pots here and you're
Yeah.
gonna be losing probably as often, if not more than you're winning, I think.
Yeah, this is
Cuz
spot here.
if you call, you're gonna have equity realization issues against a guy who's just blasting into you. And if you jam, you're gonna be showing up like second best, a pretty good bit.
I think you're ahead of one of these two, but one of them could easily be ahead of you.
Yeah, I don't know. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, see, this is probably not like the craziest answer, but, um, super high variance.
But honestly, if you, depends on the buy-in here as well, right?
Yeah, well, I agree with you. Like,
You're above a 25 here and you see this, your nines are probably not too good.
well, you see less of these type of hands, the
Yeah.
higher you go up in stakes. Where you see like a limp raise, call, lead, raise. Like, they're kind of uncommon arrangements, so, I don't know what the theoretically sound answer is.
It really
don't-
depends on stake, the players.
Yeah,
I think in general, you're not good here.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
you
agree.
jam
But then,
and,
but then this guy could have a six and this guy could have 10-8 of spade, so.
so let's see what happens. He does find a fold, okay.
Yeah, he
so-
ended up having showed pocket sevens.
Oh, really?
Right, pocket sevens. Well, it was a good
Okay.
fold by him. So that's a theme that I've seen like develop here. You are. This is the second time you made like one of these huge mountain-ish jams.
Yeah.
And you probably like boxed your opponents out from giving you value.
Yeah, I should, if I'm doing anything here, it should just be a call and then see what he does.
Yes, you're in position.
And then let him put more chips in the pot.
Yeah, I would get more accustomed to like also not being afraid to like use more clicky raise sizes.
Yeah,
Like
just go, just click it up once, put it to like, I don't know,
30?
30.
Yeah.
30 something, 40, low 40s. I would probably just call here.
Or three bet?
Maybe you could. I'm not a huge fan of three betting early position off of this stack size. Okay. Alright, so we had a real hand and then queen six is in there for some reason. That guy's completely out of line.
That's a little bit loose.
Yeah, I don't think making like a slight expansion from your VPIP range is, or your RFI range is like really bad. I think it's probably fine, especially when you have like a mountain of chips. What happened here? You lead?
Limp, ISO, call, flop, check, turn. Eight, and then we leave.
It's probably not the worst. Like there may
I
be
don't
some
like it.
theoretical backing for this, but this hand I don't think really wants to do it.
Exactly, we don't have a spade and
we don't
have
have
big
anything here.
showdown. Yeah, we
Well,
have big
you,
showdown.
you also have like marginal showdown is the thing. Like, I don't know if you need to turn this king high into a bluff necessarily.
Exactly. And if you do, you need a black card.
Yeah, probably so. But you get called, check, and yeah, you just kinda
Yeah.
lose, but not a big deal. This is a bit wide for my taste. I could maybe like get behind this if you were suited. But,
Yeah,
yeah,
100% agree, yeah.
I think the idea of expanding to play pots though, with shorter stacks in a PKO is definitely good. Yeah, this is probably okay.
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, probably just need to let that go.
Yeah.
Save a couple of big blinds.
Yeah,
Okay. See, this is where I would start implementing the click. Like when he leads into you for 5, I'm gonna go to like 13 or 14 here.
I don't know, I'm in position here. I wanna see the turn. And I wanna capture another one. Cause if we click here, sometimes he folds.
Yeah, I would say the only thing I would say to that is if he was leading, like, I don't know how balanced his like 60-70% lead size is. Like, it's a pretty hefty lead.
Yeah,
Okay, you call, now he leads. Okay, I mean, if you call the flop and
oh, you gotta raise it a little bit.
see, I would be more inclined to call now, cuz. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. It's probably not bad to click raise here or something.
Thing is,
I would be more likely to call, I think.
like the 9x, the jack X and the club draws are all gonna only play if they hit.
Yeah, I should probably should just to get some money in just in case.
Maybe there's
misses.
some merit in raising. Like this is a very bad card for
You
everybody.
just call. I mean,
You just call, but it's still bad, right?
well, yeah, you
Very
don't
bad
love,
card.
you don't love it, obviously, but this guy, okay, like this guy, this BFFC guy. Yeah, he was the guy who showed up with queen three earlier. Like, he's just completely full of it. Like,
Yeah, he's got a nice
complete-
tag.
Completely out of line. I would play check out of position to 2.
Whose run is this?
Arnie's
This is, the Bounty King baby win.
the baby.
Oh,
$3 into almost 900. Lots of shenanigans on the way.
You
I don't know
could
if I should
probably,
maybe-
you could size up a little bit. There's
Size
gonna
up
be
a
a
bit.
lot of completed equity here. Like, he should have 7-8, he should have king, queen. So, I mean, maybe smallish is okay for starting.
Well, it's rainbow and then there's locked up equity. I
Yeah,
don't know if you really size up. Wanna see?
you can look. There's gonna be parts of the range that definitely wanna go a little bit larger, and I think a hand like this might be it.
I don't think so. Oops.
Well, it's the thing too, is like, if with so many made hands, it could be somewhere where
I
I don't
mean-
really wanna bloat the pot too much. But
Just hit Facebook.
Who dares during the study session?
I've warned, I know.
A very small one, no big bets.
Yeah, it just, it sticks small because of the locked up equity as you kind of, had discussed.
One, it's rainbow and two, locked up equity. If it was the same with a flush draw, you think it polarizes? 9 of clubs?
Probably not. I think it's gonna be the same issue. It's probably gonna even be like more small betting. Now, if you made it like instead of a 9, made it like a 6 or something.
Oh,
You
yeah.
would probably see more like polarization kind of come in.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Jack 10-6.
yeah. I mean, here there's 3 straights and he can have them all.
Mm-hmm. So you gotta be a little more behaved. Yeah, this is fine. I would bet 1 or something.
a little bit loose, I think there.
Well, what's going on?
I folded a flush draw.
What are you doing here, Arnie?
I should have folded here.
You
I
got
think I
jack-
probably won
jack
at least a
six.
queen 7,
Queen 7?
queen 7 of hearts, queen 8.
Jeez. You're calling out of position. You don't need to be that wide.
Yeah, no, I agree. As soon as I saw myself call there, I was just like, ooh. And then I folded to a small sizing when I've got. Well, actually, whoa, I bet there.
Yeah, you check raise, which is pretty good. Now you should bet small. Pretty good. I mean.
Like I
it's-
said,
it's
sometimes
tough-
I just do.
Honestly, it's tough to
stuff.
tell you not to play it if you're gonna play it pretty well, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's okay. But
I don't know, it just sometimes, I just feel. I like to get out there and just battle. And sometimes it works out well and sometimes it's, you You just bleed off chips that you need
Yeah,
later on.
this one would be a great three bet if you had 40 big blinds or 60 or 50,
Yeah.
30. At this depth, you don't want none with that. Am I wrong?
Might be a sliver.
A sliver, you say?
It might be. What are you gonna just pure fold it, I guess? I mean, I'd
Yes.
probably mainly do that, to be honest, but
Yeah,
yeah,
not much here, just fold.
the sliver of slivers.
Trying to pushing off a chop? That works.
I would bet the turn here personally. I think it's a good,
I don't think it's.
good hand to
at all.
triple.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we have the club, you make him fold like sevens, hopefully.
yeah, but he has so many aces. That never folds. That
They
calls it
just
for-
close their eyes and call twice.
Yeah, well, here, it's kind of easy to call, right? You're calling for a chop, no? In my mind, you have ace king, he has ace five suited. You're both chopping.
You have to call two streets to hopefully chop, like, that's not a very good result.
I know, but it's still, I think a spot where people are gonna have an easier time to continue. Than
Yeah,
other
that's
decks.
fair.
But I don't think you're gonna get away with that too often.
The
Yeah,
solver
no, I
wants to
agree.
blast the turn, right? I assume. Like,
I don't know,
D75 or something. It's right here. You already have it.
Jack ten,
Yeah,
oh yeah, it wants to blast the turn.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Be 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good bluff combo, right? Like,
I just felt in game, he was quite weak.
Oh,
But,
the club, yeah, the club.
that he might put me on like a pocket pair.
You bet
that
turn
did three
without
bet.
the club.
But I do have a tendency just to make bad plays in certain situations that works out well. Like
Same
we saw
here.
it Wednesday, right? Sometimes I just decide to go for it. But it does put me in bad positions when I do calling and lose. Like if he calls there and I lose, that's, a third of my stack. Right, which can be devastating if, you get caught bluffing a couple times in any tournament, really.
for sure. Alright. That's another one you could start bluffing flop potentially.
I would
I
never,
thought about that one.
you should
It's
always,
like, yeah, go ahead, Louis.
yeah, you check back here.
On this one.
You never wanna check here, 0%.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I just do this exploitively, like, I find there are the population tendency in some of these lower, like I bet small there, he probably folds. I check there at low frequency, and some players they just lead turn 100%.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
I think analytically, you're relying on players to be more balanced with like their bluffs and some of these things. And I think that's probably a function of stakes. Like, I think like if a guy's got jack nine here, jack nine of spades or something, they're not gonna probably be bluffing that in a $3 tournament at the frequency you would need to be kind of not
Frustrating.
extracting value with the top of your range.
Yeah,
So, and like you could, you'd really have to explore like your database to really kind of find that out, but like just to
Do you mean
simplify
on the
your game.
flop or the turn, Galen?
I mean, on the flop, like checking
Okay.
back like the ace queen on the flop, like
You
I
do
do
not
understand
afford
what
to
you're
do that.
saying,
no
like.
matter
okay,
how
okay.
good you
But I
are,
should be betting every time, but just sometimes,
yeah,
I'll
but
I
just
would
check.
I
as
would
I
just
told-
echo to like simplify your game and make your life a little bit easier. Um, there's no need for fancy play syndrome, just like bet your value.
Wait, but
Um,
I don't think this is fancy play, like, the guy's short, I kind of agree that people under defend on flops and they over stab on turns, so like, the way to exploit that is check back some strong hands and then just wreck them on the turn.
Yeah,
I kinda disagree, Danny.
well, so
Especially
like,
at low stakes, like
yeah,
Jack nine,
maybe.
right? He's not gonna find the check raise, even if he should, right? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But then
Yeah, I
he'll
mean,
hot
you
the
would really
turn
need
on
to
you.
do some like, I mean, it just gets into kind of opinions and feels at that point. Like, you would really need to kind of like look at some data
Yeah,
to
yeah.
really formulate a really good opinion about that. Um, but yeah, like I said, like me personally, the way I kind of construct this is when I'm in lower stakes, I just bet more. Like I don't really mix. If I'm playing like a $50 tournament or something, or like a $100 tournament, I may be a little more inclined.
Oh, I agree. I shouldn't be never checking this. It's 100% C bet. Just,
And how often do you think your range is betting here?
100%.
So it's
almost.
queen high, yeah, it's queen high dry. Like there is like a little straight connectivity on the bottom end. But this would be pretty much a range bet in my mind.
High 70, maybe 80%?
Yeah, like maybe not like 100% range. Like if you got pocket queens, like you might be checking back some. What is it?
70 to 80 sounds good.
No
Yeah,
check.
like 90. Like pocket queens, see, yeah, it's so dry that pocket queens does kind of start wanting to check a little bit. And you're not gonna be able to do that unless you have some other stuff in there.
Yeah. And then this ace queen is almost as valuable as aces. Hmm.
The guy makes a janky
Turn
little
two pair.
two pair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can really deviate. It doesn't matter how you play this. I think the guy's not folding on the flop and he's just gonna get you on the turn, so.
Yeah.
Just kinda plays itself, to be honest. Jack three, this is, I don't hate this because the guy's only got 20 big blinds.
Not necessary.
Yeah, I
But-
should probably fold this almost,
Yeah,
especially against EP.
Three betting this guy, probably fine. Three betting this guy, probably fine, definitely fine. Okay, so you got 10 high. I like this size. I like this bet, I think. Do you ever size up would be the only question I have. Since we have a diamond, two
Not in
overs.
this one.
Probably not, right?
10 high board, you can bet half pot, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
I
not with
think,
ace king, I don't know.
yeah, I think so,
Yeah.
Danny. That's kind of the question I was asking in my mind.
Good, but having the diamond makes it more likely that you size down a little bit on the flush draw. If you didn't have a diamond. Maybe.
So.
Yeah, blasting this turn is kind of inconsistent, it's like
Inconsequential.
inconsequential, exactly.
It's,
Yeah, I mean, like, if he's defending appropriately, he should have 5-6 here sometimes, but you should clean it up, like he might have 5-6 of hearts. He would have 5-6 of diamonds. But, yeah, I would agree. The four doesn't really change much, so I don't know if you need to go like absolutely bananas here on the turn.
You need a jack or better.
Yeah.
I would mainly check here in game.
Yeah,
I don't know what's
yeah,
correct
that's
though.
way too big of a bet. Like, he's not gonna float me or call me with his like ace queens, ace jacks.
That's right. So
that.
I have a question here for you. This guy limps, what's the best thing that can happen with your hand?
Flush,
A
two
flush.
pair.
And if you make a flush, do you want to be heads up? You want a bunch of people?
Probably a bunch of people.
So what's your best approach here facing a limp?
I've sort of changed what I'm doing, like hands I don't wanna get blown off of, I've sort of just been limping behind. But for the most part, I usually always go to about 5x of the hands I wanna play.
Okay, but here you said you wanna make a flush, right?
Yeah.
And you want a bunch of people in the hand if you make your flush.
Yeah.
So it's just a more profitable path to limp here, no? Then
Yes,
allow
100%, yeah.
everybody to limp, maybe hit the flush, and then you got a bunch of people ready to make mistakes. If you had ace 10 here, I'd always squeeze, but ace 5 suited ace here, I wanna keep them in.
Yeah, I agree.
Also now if the button jams, you're priced in. If the limper jams, you're priced in.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
That's a bit out of line.
Just cuz he's so short.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I
This
would
was, this
probably,
hand was played terribly from the start.
Yeah.
I
And
would probably
then
pass.
I should have just folded.
At least if you're gonna do something, I wanna see bet here, cause you squeeze, so you got the range advantage.
Yeah.
Right? So if anything, you see bet here and then you don't really go past that, that would be better. Cause now you're just paying him. Oh, Arnie, you scammer.
Yeah. I'm a loose cannon sometimes, man.
Oh, the guy must have been swearing.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so raise call, check, check. Check. I don't know if I'm betting here. I think
I
I'm
should
just,
probably just check this and just give up.
I
really.
don't know, but feel like I'm not putting chips here. Check, check.
I think he just cuz he checked twice.
So three, call. Call.
Yeah, I don't think you need a raise here. Alright, so he bet
Yeah.
large. At the end of the day, you do have some equity that needs to be protected. And, you're not like thrilled to put in 60 big blinds here with a flush draw, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so the ace comes, which is pretty good. You bet small. I like this. And you get a fold, okay. Too big of a bet, yeah. Yeah, I would probably play this the same. Not thrilled about like four betting this weird open spot.
I
Love
probably
the
should have just
setup.
called here as well, especially with,
This is
The ace of spades.
okay. This
like
is
it.
okay. Yeah,
I
this is
like it.
alright.
I guess I do wanna get some value in.
You could bet smaller here. Cause you got the spade, so.
Yeah.
Oh, ay caramba.
Alright,
Gotta
so
check
how
with
many
call.
king X does he actually have in his range?
Not that many, but.
Probably not that many.
Cause it's a flush card, it's gonna kill the action for a jack and for the flush, unless he has a flush. But you block it.
It's kind of an interesting spot, like checking is going to
Checking and calling
open,
For me,
you're just opening the door for a lot of bluffs, and I think you have a hand that you have to bluff catch,
Yeah.
which is probably not like the worst
Fine.
thing,
just fine, you check and you call, you block the flush.
yeah.
He has a king, wow, we got screwed. But I don't think many kings makes it here, you check raise, bet turn. It has to be king jack.
Yeah, maybe just checking's good. I like checking, I think.
Yeah, dumping is really bad.
Yeah, I was looking at the hand history here too. Yeah, it's a terrible play.
Okay,
I'm
so
embarrassed.
like, when you do this, you're never getting calls from his bluffs that you could be extracting value from. You're blocking like the only hand that he would like have any semblance of hope of calling
Mhm.
with, like the jack X. But you have the ace of spades. Like this bet, I think exclusively gets you only called by better hands ever.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I should have probably just gone small, maybe. Like
If you
maybe
are
at
going to bet, I
8,
think
9, or just check
yeah,
and then check call.
Check
I
and
think-
buckle up and face the music.
I think both of those options would have been way more theoretically sound than
Yeah.
jamming.
I don't know. I can just blast off sometimes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
as
it's
you've
okay.
already seen.
Yeah, it's, I mean, there,
Well,
aggression's not a bad thing, to be honest.
that's why you're winning tournaments, Arnie, because you're blasting.
Yeah, like. Even like just blind aggression's gonna be better and help
Yeah.
like win tournaments, especially when you're at lower stakes.
I do get a lot of calls because people do see me blasting off sometimes too, I think, but yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Stay
Again,
away.
again, like if 28 big blinds was in the big blind, like I wouldn't hate this, but this
Yeah.
guy covers you, by quite a bit. I just don't, see a reason to be opening this hand.
Also, I hear.
I
you
agree.
often, like,
I'm actually surprised seeing that I'm actually opening a 5-6 off
Mhm.
You're surprised here?
from the hijack.
You've been opening any two since, two hand series. Not surprising. So what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is.
Yeah.
I hear you often, you're like leveling. Okay, and people are not gonna play the same game, the same leveling game as you are at
Yeah.
all. Like, not at all. People are like knitting it up. And you're like out there blasting. So when you say stuff like people have seen me opening and then they playing me differently, you're
Yeah.
leveling yourself.
Yeah.
What is going on?
I 3-bet the flop with 4-5.
That would be, I kind of, first off, your open is a little bit out of line,
100%.
and then. It would be good here if you had a backdoor flush to go out.
Mhm.
But without the backdoor flush, I think it's a bit wild. But if you get away with it, this is exactly like.
It's just spewing chips. Yeah.
If you win the pot, I can't say it's spewing chips. You're going off something tangible, which is you have a dangler to the 6. You're just missing a bit of a backdoor flush. So it's really close to being good. No,
Yeah.
a jack pairs, then you lead.
I just never thought that he would ever check back top pair here.
I mean, top card pairing, there is some leading sometimes. I mean, it goes check, check, so it's probably not like the worst thing, but, I don't know if you necessarily need to do that with this combo.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm guessing there's zero
There's
lead
probably 0 leading
on
from the
this.
big blind there.
You're assuming that there's no pro bets when it goes check, check on the flop?
I think that's a bad card for the big
So-
blind.
Yeah, with this combo, I would like agree, but there's definitely gonna be pro bets. Should be
Okay,
like almost 50% of the range or something.
There
No?
are some pros.
Not a lot. I was way off on my estimates, but it's like 12% of the range and it's actually just really, really polar is the
Mhm.
really, really small and really, really polar.
You get away with it again.
Wow, look at this.
Arnie's out there in the streets battling, man.
I see this.
Oh my god, Arnie.
He's trying to send a message.
Okay.
Sometimes on the
see.
button, I will speculate with suited hands, but this is very,
You're
bottom.
covered here. Okay, you're playing a PKO and you're covered. You got no business here. If
Yeah.
if you were covering, maybe we could say, You
So
know?
like a simple kind of heuristic thing here is when you're super deep, the hands that win pots, big pots are usually like your 5 card hands. So that's like your your flushes, your straights, your full
Straights.
houses.
Yeah.
So expanding like and kind of like trying to put like the other deep stacks in a bad spot is probably not bad, but you really kind of wanna have multiple aspects that you can kind of work off of. So like 9-4 can make like a flush, not a very good flush. It doesn't, it's gonna have a very hard, it's not gonna really be able to make a straight. So it's probably not great on those fronts.
Yeah,
Yep,
expanding when you're trying to steal is a good idea. Expanding when somebody, has played before you is not great. You don't wanna expand your calling range. You wanna expand your steals.
Mhm.
Just call.
Yep.
We're 2D, blast, go pot. I wouldn't go small here. Cause when you bet big, it looks bluffy. It looks like you're trying to steal, no?
Would agree, yeah.
Man, I would blast it. Perch. Check. The,
Probably should go smaller here, I think.
that's fine. Hearts, size up. You gotta size up here. It's not that small. Maybe I would value that here. As well. Oh. It has it. So why do you check here? Cause you have a
Uh,
strong hand and you block the flush.
I don't know. Probably just figured that he'd be calling with the flush here
Okay,
some proportion of the time.
So what happened on the river? He checked or did he bet?
check, check.
Check, check.
I don't hate checking, to be honest, on the, what was the turn action? I missed the
He
turn,
bets
so.
really small.
I think 1/3 on the turn and he just called.
So did he bet the flop?
And
into
what
you?
was the flop action?
Bet
Yeah,
big, bet small, check.
Yeah, I think I
Bet
bet
big.
3/4 flop.
Do you bet 3/4 flop?
Yeah, bet big, bet small, check.
you donk?
You're donking though, or you're out of position.
What?
I'm in position here, the ace king.
Am I wrong here? Like, what?
Oh,
what-
hero is over there.
Oh, you have ace king. Why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Galen, we
think
just
you
went
got
through
too
the
many
same
tables
thing,
to
man.
call,
Me
man.
and you together.
We really did.
Alright,
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
that's okay. I like it.
Yeah, seems fine.
Ooh, the box. The hell are we supposed to do now?
Pot.
Knowing what I've been doing
Call.
at this tournament, I've probably jammed.
Yeah,
Sorry, the big blind donked pot and that guy flats?
yeah,
The hell? I'm out.
yeah, I'm kind of with you, Danny. I mean.
I
But these
mean,
guys are like,
we might be beating the big blind, but it's a lot to find out. And then the other guy's short, but I think we're behind him
not a
usually.
great investment point, right? We all agree.
Yeah.
Holding is probably better.
Oh, the guy folded who I thought we were losing to. Yeah, flush draw. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, the money. Do you go all in
Alright.
here or do you just call?
See, all in, I think maybe a
Oh my
bit
God.
spewy. All in's a bit spewy. Like,
Been hurt here. I've been
I
hurt.
think that's PKO strategy level 2.0. We're gonna try to implement 3.0 and not punt off 120 big blinds.
I don't know if there's a world I'm folding here. That's the thing.
Well, look at this here. This is 144 big blinds and sometimes he just has kings.
Oh, that's
Okay.
true. It's a lot of chips.
So like, I think theoretically, the approach is going to be like
Click it.
clicky or call.
Yeah.
Yeah, clicking. Yeah, probably just click it.
So
And
what
if
are
he
aces
jams-
doing? So what are aces
Is
doing here?
clicking even enough? I
Calling
wanna make it like
100% probably.
27.
Just calling.
Just calling. I
Kings.
probably call with
calling.
aces and kings.
Kings, maybe even queens just call. Like, I definitely agree with
I
that.
am not courageous enough to just.
No
call
way.
four
I think
way.
they're all clicking.
Yeah,
You might be surprised, Danny.
no, I'm not.
Look how
clicking
deep
with
we
queens.
are.
I'm just punting it off with queens here. No problem. All the cookies in the mini.
You wanna HRC this one? Can you?
No,
Alright,
Well, you would need the bounties and yada, 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 yada.
yeah. Just make them a start bounty.
But then you need like the pay structure also exported.
It's rather unique cuz there's
think
only
it-
one effective stack. He has the same. as
well, I think
us.
we can agree, we can either call or click. That's the two reasonable
Mm-hmm.
options, right?
So, maybe this, look on GTO Wizard, see if you have like a small jam, small call, deep stack with a deep stack in the big blind. That might work.
I think it's gonna be hard to find one that is similar enough.
I don't think there's a lot of value here.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm with you, like, I think jamming's just like a no bueno.
And too dangerous.
Jamming's no
Yeah, it's a
bueno.
little bit,
You
dangerous
call
for
or
sure.
you click. One of the two. Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Here we go. Yeah, I would just call. I don't, I don't, yeah, see, okay, again, this is one of those things. You're making his life pretty easy here.
Yeah. This is a little bit punty, Arnie.
100%.
Folds.
We got
We
a
got
pretty
the
easy.
king four guy.
Yeah, you pick up a lot of blinds, and you do get a bounty, so it's not the worst thing.
Interesting. Call and back raise.
Now
I
the guy
kinda,
had
I
an
kinda
eight.
think it's
not
good.
happy.
Back raising is not bad. I mean, that's why you call with hands like aces, kings, queens, and some of these hands that we were initially talking about. Like you protect that calling range with a back raise range. I
Yeah,
just, I don't know necessarily if like
and pairs are good.
sevens is good enough.
Sevens is a pair.
It's also, I mean, we're talking like just a pile of chips.
I hope you fold here, Arnie. Okay. Whew.
Wild card sometimes.
Okay, this is good. Just call. Overfold ace high. I would not click here. I don't
Yeah.
think.
I agree.
That was probably should just been a fold.
If
Yeah.
you are going to click, it would
You could call
probably
here,
come
no?
from like, you could, but
Red
we've kind of gone through, down that rabbit hole a little bit before, and you really do overfold ace versus ace high flops.
Ace high, king high is the worst when you call three bets. So
We're
you-
above the second card, though.
You are, Danny. Yeah, that is true. That definitely has some merit. I just don't know if there's a ton of,
Super deep, 100 big blind effective, you don't even have top pair.
yeah, I'm folding. I mean, I'm with you, Louis. I'm just not going to, continue.
We could turn to 7.
See,
What
it's
is
at
this?
zero
Fold or
EV,
call? Yeah.
zero EV here.
Yeah,
That's-
you also, what you really should like think about here though is like, okay, if you go to the initial three betting range for that guy and look at that range. And then like, ask yourself if that range makes sense. So if you go like back to this range, when you're like looking at that 50-50 split.
Mhm.
So this guy, so we raise under the gun one or low jack or something. Like, is he finding full frequency of like these suited nines? Some of these eights, some of these suited connectors, all the suited kings? Or is it like gonna be asymmetrically heavy on the ace X?
Yeah.
That's
Get
probably
the-
I think it,
mostly
it
ace
even
X.
should be like, there's some ICM now, right? We're getting,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the ICM,
Not yet, we're 1/3 in.
but,
yeah,
if
so,
it's,
50% field maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, with ice, a little bit of,
Yeah, should be a call here, 100%. If I'm gonna do anything.
you should fold here.
Yeah.
yeah, if you're gonna do anything,
Yeah,
I would
fold is
agree,
fine.
Arnie.
I like to call one here, cuz sometimes they'll give up and check down. And, sometimes
Danny.
you just bink the turn and
Danny, don't trust
you win
yourself.
the tournament.
Don't trust yourself.
And then
You're-
you're gonna have all the money and you can go buy a Bugatti.
It's pretty bad logic, man. You should
I don't know,
never,
sometimes, low frequency every once in a while, I'll just
It's a
click it
mix,
back
Louis.
or raise. And then sometimes they'll fold their kings or queens.
if you think you're gonna make money in this game. By calling three bets and then calling flop bets when there's an ace out there. You're making a mistake.
Alright,
I would tend
you can
to,
keep over folding.
I would tend to lean with Louis on that one, to be honest. At least on ace high flops. like
Yeah, I've
that.
been finding like there's not a lot of players are bluffing in their three bet pots. Like I
It's
bluff
just an
a
auto
lot.
c-bet board and then they give up king, queen.
From your
Danny,
your studied mind, it's an auto c-bet board from the guy who's, eating a bag of Doritos and, watching, YouTube videos. Maybe not, so.
I don't know, I don't see people checking back.
It's because they have an ace.
Ah, maybe.
The aces here, unfortunately.
Okay,
Hmm,
check, check, check.
no red card, right? We can't believe one big blind there, right?
I don't think this is bad. I would probably, be a little more conservative though.
Well, if you bet here, it's one, right?
I mean, I don't know. You could bet one, you could
No.
bet a little bit more. It's kinda coordinated, right? Like, if you bet one, are you getting folds from like, I don't know, 7, 6 of hearts?
King eye?
King high?
No.
Yeah.
Probably not.
What do you mean, like king seven of hearts?
Okay,
King-
pick the king high that they don't have, sure. The Dorito muncher isn't flatting king seven, right? He's putting it in the mud. If we're gonna use this logic.
I
King,
don't,
queen, king, jack, that's what he's got.
what do you
King
think,
10.
Danny? You think he's Cool Ranch guy or Nacho Cheese?
Definitely Cool Ranch.
I agree.
I think 1.5 Louis into like 7.5 is sometimes good, but I don't really think this is the board for it necessarily.
Yeah, I should just be checking this 100%.
No, you
I
can-
was
you
just
can
thinking I've
bluff
got, I got shot.
If
I
you-
really don't have any showdown value.
If you
Yeah,
look
I don't
at
mind
the
this.
master class made by Jonathan Little and Justin Saliba, they say pair boards in position. You can bet one big blind. Thing is, the machine here doesn't have one big blinds. It has
Well,
the
But
10%.
that's for
This-
heads up pots, right?
I was gonna say, this isn't exactly, in
Yeah.
position though.
Yeah,
But I do agree with what you're saying, Louis, like, there's definitely merit there. I just couldn't really form a strong opinion about the sizing on that flop, one way or the
Turn
other.
is interesting. I think I would check call the turn, but
I probably would too, Danny.
definitely not a double barrel.
I would too.
Yeah.
Alright, so we call, we get let's see what he does. Bigger bet, just a call. Not a great card. I would consider, yeah, I'd probably fold.
I'm folding.
Yeah,
What do you think this guy is doing?
oh,
Pocket nines,
Yeah,
pretty courageous bet with
I
the
would take a
nine.
note. Yeah, that he's like capable or whatever of betting the turn with thin value.
Yep, it was thin. Like I said, pretty courageous bet. I think it's probably good. Yeah, this is fine. You do need a C bet if you're gonna open this wide.
this is a double
This,
barrel.
I was gonna say, this is a
Yeah.
good double barrel card.
Strap in.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, okay, so if you're gonna be opening this wide and you're gonna be up to this kind of,
yeah,
be up to no
Banana
good like this, you gotta find these double barrels.
Yeah,
yeah. Especially when I've got ace king in my range too, right? But
That's the key, Arnie. You have
Yep.
queens, you have jacks, you have tens, you have ace,
Yeah.
king. He doesn't have any of that.
I know, I
Yeah,
think
what do
I
you
find
he'll
a
do
lot
with
of times
10
in this
10-9
situation,
now even, or
when I-
10-7?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna be in the blender, like you're just gonna,
Yeah.
you're gonna get
Yeah.
him. And now, okay, you're blocking the rivered set. In theory, versus
Mhm.
some of these sizings, you can turn this into a bluff sometimes. But, yeah, I don't know.
I
I
just find
would,
when I do open this wide on the button and they call, I sometimes just shut her down. Where I
Yeah,
should be
maybe.
double barreling.
maybe exploring like some notes for you, like a section you could study would be like, I don't know, double barreling architecture.
Position.
Like, yeah, in position, double barreling textures.
Mhm.
I'm folding here.
It would be interesting to kind of look to see what it does. Like, if you have like, you're not gonna see 5-7, but if you have like 5-6 suited or something here. Are you ever turning it into a bluff here on the river?
I'll probably not, no.
Well, you're not. I'm just saying theoretically.
What's
kinda
wrong with you?
I don't think we can, we
It's
don't really
crazy
rep
to me.
anything.
It's crazy to me because Galen loves to explore like these river raises.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot.
He do that himself. Turn a 5 into a bluff? No way.
Yeah.
You know why you like to look at these spots? Cause you'd never do that.
Louis,
If it were,
Louis is just,
if it were configured
Never. You're in it.
differently and it were like the 10 was the river
denialism,
and
Louis.
we had like
You're
10-8,
Nick, and then Danny's just encouraging you.
it would make a lot more sense. No, I'm saying I don't think it makes
You guys
sense
are
here.
killing me.
Just look at him, man. You're not gonna be able to see.
Cause what are we saying? We
me.
have like queen five, like would queen
You're-
five even
You're
raise?
saying you got pocket fives.
Yeah, it's too
Okay,
thin though. You need other stuff to come in.
flop. check,
Or we have like a trapped ace king or something. I don't buy it.
turn, oh, wow, that's a good line.
That's why you're gonna pay off these river raises, Danny.
So
You're
river
gonna pay these ridiculous raises off.
4.8, so 5. That's like 6.
You should go smaller sizings, but. Hey, look what the fives are doing, guys.
You're jamming. Well, that's
Wow.
what queen five is two pair. Jack five.
Alright. Let's talk.
Hey,
Let's talk. This is 2 pair, this is 2 pair.
bro, I didn't say it was like
This is the set.
Oh, the 7-5
No,
suited.
no, but
I
listen,
didn't say it was a
Yeah.
big branch or anything.
you were like so happy when you saw that, right? Like, oh. What a wonderful bluff.
Hey, use
No,
thirty,
man, it's not a wonderful bluff. It's
use
just-
30s, use 37%, by the way. Like, you're kind of in a weird branch of the tree also. Like, he shouldn't be using the 6 size very much.
Which one you want?
Try 37. I think that's gonna be a bigger branch. Not
Same.
really,
There's
not
no
really.
fives.
You actually turn it into a bluff less, the smaller
Less.
sizing, cuz you're just kind of like, okay, well, you could call, I guess.
I guess, yeah, the turn I should have sized up there.
That's the easy way. Like, you could
Yeah.
show Arnie that node.
Right? Cuz I'm gonna have all the ace king.
Just look at your range, basically. You're checking 30% here. And your
Yeah.
checking range is probably like showdowns, like tens. Look at this.
A lot of tens, a lot of jacks, a lot of queens, slowing down. You got some ace high, which just is gonna have some showdown.
Look at-
Everything else is kinda going bananas.
Yeah.
So the way I would put this is a good turn for you is anything above a jack. That doesn't pair.
Pretty
And
funny.
notice you're mostly barreling good hands and just
At
like,
least
straight up
Grayson
air.
agrees with me.
Yep,
and that's cuz
Yeah.
we don't
Alright.
wanna get, check jammed on and have to like fold a lot of EV.
well, that's definitely not gonna be good.
So we barrel stuff that can happily call and stuff that can happily fold.
Jesus, Arnie, I thought you had a big stack. Feels like you gave it all away.
I must have at some point. I don't know
Yeah,
where.
I think the blinds just probably caught up.
No, boy.
I don't know if I like the flop bet.
No,
I
I
agree.
don't really hit much of this range. I've got maybe over pairs and flush draws.
It's also
don't know
too
what I
big
would
on
do.
pair boards, multi-way.
I don't know. I almost wanna go bigger.
Maybe we check.
I wanna bet 4 here.
How about check raising this combo? Seems pretty good.
Mhm.
See,
Uh,
yeah,
that's,
And we almost have to check jam, right? Like,
no,
depends how big the guy bets, I guess.
no. Not at all. You get 22 bigs.
Yeah, what if
You
he bets
never-
4?
You don't
You just
check.
go
raise
9?
on them. You can go 10, 12.
I don't know. I'm kinda with Danny. I don't know how much backdoor equity we're actually check raising from this SPR, like this stack depth. Like, I think it's gonna be like more equity driven stuff. Like direct equity. So like maybe 5-4, maybe like 9-10, stuff like that would probably be a better candidate than the jack nine.
Okay,
But then, so do you like the small bet or is it a theory check fold maybe? Hope it checks through and we turn something?
I would play it conservatively. I don't really know, though. Like, I'm kind of just shooting answers into the dark by how like I play it, which is not
Yeah.
necessarily correct.
I think it's, pretty interesting spot and one that happens quite a lot.
Yeah,
well,
just
I got you.
Mm,
one heuristic I have kind of taken away from though is like the hands that you're turning into a bluff. Is like when you are short stack, it's more equity driven, and when you're deeper stack, it's more like. Backdoor draw driven kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we're too short to.
Jack, hijack. Big,
Yeah, 'cause some of it's a function of like when you get called, you don't really have the fold equity necessary. to like continue with like your turn backdoor stuff. And you don't wanna be putting like your backdoor draw in versus a pair or something, cuz you're gonna have like, I don't know, a quarter equity or something, like just really bad.
Yeah, and typically when we get called by the guy right to our left, we're doing a lot of checking anyway, right?
Which one is it? 8, 8, 5?
I would go 9, 7, 7 personally. I think that's closer, just because the cards are more connected. Or 7, 7, 6.
7, 7, 6?
Mhm.
I think
Yeah,
seven,
that's good.
I think 7, 7, 6 is pretty good. And it will be representative of like, if we pick something like Jack 9, it's got strong backdoor equity. Nothing really connected enough for the front door stuff.
We check, he bets. So check. Check. He bets. What's his strategy? First off, he's betting a lot small.
He should be betting a lot, like when you're closing position versus 2. You typically do kind of a lot of betting and probing and stabbing. So like, at this stack depth. It's the front door equity, the back door equity kind of isn't
Just
there.
folds. He just folds.
So could
Yeah.
you find a comparable spot that's
But
just
we,
a,
in this spot, we bet, Louis. Can we see what our strategy is as the opener?
oh, I see what
And
you're
then-
saying, Danny.
Yeah,
Yes.
Galen, then we can.
Yes, but it's gonna.
I think it's gonna check a lot.
range.
But, it'll be
That's what I
interesting.
wanna see.
Yeah, cause I'm not gonna have the
Yeah,
nut
okay.
advantage on that flop. You know, people are gonna be calling me in position with their 7, 6.
You're
It's,
pretty high in the sandwich, you
Yeah.
basically check range every time, almost.
I'm never gonna have an 8.
Do they have one of these for 20, 24 bigs, 20, whatever we were at?
I just show you 20.
Alright, close enough. What did Galen wanna see?
oh, I was saying like, I was gonna just kind of circle back around with like the backdoor equity stuff. So if we were gonna look at like maybe a deeper stack scenario that's similar. And I was gonna kind of point out that it's starting to pull from the back door. So a hand like Jack 9 of clubs would be more likely to check raise if you were, let's say 50 big blinds deep or something.
So good trick for you, Arnie. You gotta start over folding on these high boards.
Yep.
Do you overfold this one, though? You have direct equity, 2 over cards.
I would. Is this a
I think-
mistake?
I think I might continue here.
I'm getting
Um,
pretty good pot odds, but,
You got direct outs to the nuts is my only thing.
It's hard to get paid on a 5 unless he has 2 pair or a set.
If he's got a deuce.
That's calling.
Hmm.
Majority, never folding.
Yeah, but he'll have like.
but
ace
with
deuce
my
Suited.
stack depth,
king
maybe.
deuce Suited.
Hmm.
Alright, he has it sometimes.
We gotta bet Potter, right?
I think I go small.
You're gonna be polar with your bluffs here? and
Yeah,
it's-
like you're really, you're letting him off the hook here. Like if he has ace jack
Easy
and you
call.
bet 3 big blinds, he's very relieved. If he's got ace jack and you bet like 8 big
Yeah.
blinds,
Yeah, he's
he-
like, oh, I gotta call, blah, blah, blah," and then he just calls and lose and you make one.
he
Yeah,
hates life.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta start getting greedier.
Well, and it's just it's not even about greedy necessarily. It's just you wanna protect your bluffs that way also.
Yeah.
So the times that you have a hand here that you wanna turn into a bluff, let's say like 8, 9. You're gonna wanna use a very similar sizing to apply the same pressure to his value range.
That's true.
This is a thing though, 21% of the time.
Was it? Was it? Okay.
We could see the breakdown. Louis got
I
it
don't know,
open there.
I don't know, maybe in game there, I was thinking, I just wanted to
Check.
get something from him.
Yeah, I don't know about checking. Think people.
Yeah, right.
Check back a lot.
I don't think he's
Mhm.
ever
They-
gonna bet
They
there
definitely
on
check
his own.
back too much.
Yeah, cuz when you check back, the machine expects ace 9 to have.
Yeah, see, this is that high level solver kind of like extracting value from bluffs thing, cuz he's supposed
Yeah.
to be bluffing that spot, but in actuality, he's not bluffing that spot.
Yeah.
Uh. So how deep in the tournament are we? Everyone like is starting to look a little more shallow. I would suspect like this is,
How about halfway? And this is
You
the
show the
baby,
stacks.
this is the baby like.
oh, the stacks could be indicative. Like if you look at the
Ten K
stack,
starting, right?
that's right, you're right, Danny. So you can estimate relatively.
Yeah,
So
but
he's got 17 starting stacks here and he's got 20 bigs. I would say this is probably in the money,
Yeah.
No doubt.
no doubt, right? So. That being said, I would probably start constricting my continuing ranges a little bit away from chippy V calls. That being said, this is. You probably need to continue here. Like you got your best unpaired hand, 3 to a straight, 3 to a flush. Not too much. I just, some of these spots I overfold in game, just because the guy's not typically gonna be balance betting into two people as much as he should be.
I would fold here.
Yeah, and I don't hate that, Danny. I don't hate that. Honestly, I think it's probably. And now we are doing this. So you're turning a hand into a bluff essentially that,
you're
has-
winning at showdown with.
yeah, sometimes, like a lot, like. Uh. I
Yeah,
think,
it's a bit of shenanigans.
yeah. He's gonna have hands like nines, tens and stuff like that sometimes too, though. It's kinda why I was going back and forth with mentally. I like how you played that. Okay. I mean, the guy's got a lot of chips. So he's gonna be calling.
I'm surprised you didn't call me in that situation.
So one thing I learned when I hired Matt Affleck for looking at my game is that you don't need to check jam here. Okay, you have a check raise smaller. It
Yeah.
exists and you should use it.
Yeah, just go up to like 4.
Not
Four
with
and a
this hand though, right?
Why not?
Uh,
Why not, Danny?
We have no turn that's good except for a heart. Like, it's not a good, like,
Okay, I don't know if this combo wants to do it or not, but your range
right,
definitely has a check raise, not all in.
maybe with the king high one.
Alright, let's bug it.
Or the, with the 3. I was wondering if we ever call, but I think jam is probably just the best way to do it. We have 10 high. We have 14 bigs.
Oh, hold the manager 3, not a fan. I don't know how you use
Huh.
this program, Louis.
We do call or we go the Louis size.
Mhm.
And if he shoves to our check raise,
Or we're trying to get him to,
I don't think there's a world where you get to fold and you have a flush draw.
maybe he calls once with king 10 and then like folds the turn. Whereas he would have just called the jam with that.
Start
Yeah,
a, we should start a GoFundMe for, yeah, I agree, Arnott.
A GoFundMe for?
You to
Oh.
get PT4.
Oh my goodness. Yo, the race was closed between HM3 and PT4 for a long time. Alright. But then some
Mhm.
stuff happened where HM3 tried to sell an update. It went bad. And now PT4 actually bought the damn thing. So PT4 wins. Cause this thing is just like. So go PT4.
They
Mhm.
bought HM3.
Huh?
It's the same company that owns both of
Uh,
them.
And
I
now
don't,
it is, cause the other one bought this one.
I don't know if that's how that happened, but,
It is definitely how that happened.
is it? Yeah.
What are we doing?
I'll just call it cuz I cover and this guy he was betting basically every time he was jack 2.
See, Arnie, I thought that was you. I was betting every time you're checked.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't, multi-way. This was a little bit deeper.
Push, call, survive.
I'm surprised he called me with
Oh.
ace two there.
Was this a
Stupid.
shove with ace three off?
He covers you, you have a bounty,
Yeah, I think it's good.
Oh,
10
Oh.
big blinds, blind against blind.
But
There's no
it's just a call.
Yeah. No mistake.
No,
All in?
you shoved the offsuit ones, like all of them. I think,
That would make
at
sense.
least the
Dream
baby
crusher
ones for
here.
sure.
So I don't think you wanna bet here. What's the best thing that can happen? You make your four, right? You get it for
Yep.
free now. But if you bet, you face a raise, you burn your equity.
100%.
You get away with it, but they all saw you.
They did.
That's the other thing, right? You could be like showing off with hands. It doesn't mean that people are paying attention.
True.
They could be watching sports. They could be playing 25 tables.
You ever flat the queens there, or? Four bet's
It was
probably
a good
best.
regular. And I just figured I'd four bet
Yeah,
it
I
and
like-
see what
I like how you
happens.
played it.
I would never flat here, Danny.
Never flat?
Never. Not courageous
Uh,
enough. Is this a thing?
Probably.
Never.
It's your two big stacks like starting to get deep, right?
I would be for betting, I think. It's wide versus wide. In my mind.
Yeah,
What
there's
if
no
you're,
odds.
15th and 20th in chips out of
It was cutoff
200?
versus button, right? So it's, I don't know. It was a good regular. We'd been battling at the same table for a while, so.
I mean, if the guy's not asleep at the wheel, he should be targeting you in position to apply a lot of pressure. So like. You know, it's even more of a like raise it up spot in my mind. Like you are just gonna run into like his value sometimes.
So Arnie, how do you construct your strategy on these kind of scenarios?
Honestly, I would, at this point, against the big blind here, I would just probably continue Asian bet small here with basically almost my entire range, I think.
Okay, you check back, but you give me the good answer. I guess you know what to do here. I think
But
it's,
I don't know, at some frequency, I'm gonna check back, right? The big blind is, is gonna have,
okay, give me your guess of the frequencies here.
I would probably say this is probably a board I wanna see bet. I'm guessing probably like 65% of the time, check back 40, 45.
Why are you checking back so much?
I don't know, I think the big blind's gonna have a lot of connectivity to this board, so.
Okay, on Jack 9-4.
A lot of times I'm just sort of winging it, to
Okay.
be honest.
Okay, well,
I
check. I
really do gotta,
think you're
It's gonna
80%
be range
betting
bet.
or more here. Yeah, it's a.
Jack,
you
yeah,
never check.
jack high board, yeah.
so jack 9 low and jack 10 low are basically range bet.
Yeah,
So
no, I'm
For like
definitely trying to
EP
make a
versus.
you
better effort
definitely
to
need
try to
to-
study some more and
Yeah.
attend more of these sessions and stuff, right? Cuz
Yeah,
I do feel lost sometimes,
It's
But-
it's
normal.
fine, Arnie.
but covering
So
him,
do I, so do
I should probably be, 100% range bet here, so.
If you're lost, it means you're thinking and you've seen, you've studied some stuff kind of like it, but maybe not exactly
Yeah.
like it. It's a good sign.
Cause I know, if the guys are paying attention, I see bet at probably a higher frequency than I normally should, so.
Whoa, Arnie, we said you were not gonna level yourself anymore.
Yep,
So like, people don't know what you're up to. They're watching TV.
Yeah.
So here, you have to kind of,
I probably should just fold here.
you kind of
just
have
call.
to like bully him a little bit, but this is not the way. You should just see bet the flop
See bet the flop, he
Yeah,
probably
and
folds.
then not this.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
king
mamma
is
mia.
good. See, you
King is
recognize,
a very good card for me.
yeah, recognize it. You put the 9 in a very tough spot. I mean, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not a bad bluff. Just wish you started on the flop.
If we did bet flop, I'm curious, well, we don't have to get into it, but I'm curious like what we keep barreling on the 8.
Are we calling with nines here?
Good question. I would make, player specific deviations with nines. So like if he's super nitty, I'm just gonna fold nines.
Right.
But it's a good question to ask, Maxi. That's about where I would draw the line, opening EP. If I'm getting deep into a tournament.
Yep.
You can raise pre with the jack 6, by the way. Oh, never mind, he min raised, okay.
Okay, so do we have a raising range with 6x?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Guessing
For
so,
sure.
yeah.
In position as the big blind?
Probably just wanna call here.
In my
Let him
mind,
just
we don't
continue.
raise very much.
I don't think he should be stabbing much.
So it's a full pre-flop or a three bet? But if we're here,
Like,
Six
I
is
feel like
one
small
above.
blind, oh wait, he min raised, I keep forgetting he min raised. Does he get to stab? I don't know. His sizing seems weird.
okay, yes, we're raising every 6 in our range, so that's well played.
What was small blind strategy? He was over betting or checking mainly
On what street?
on the flop here,
Checking and betting the pot.
potting it. Yeah. Yeah, so if he pots it, we probably don't raise. Maybe ace 6.
Go polar?
Block bet? Oh,
I wouldn't go small here, I would go polar.
Yeah, I probably
Oh,
should go big here.
I,
Yeah,
this is what I would bet. I like this size a lot.
Why small? It goes check, check on the turn. And then you have a pretty good top pair on the river. Why would you bet small?
It's the worst ace, right? Ace 6, I guess, is the worst ace.
I was probably just thinking I wanted to get called.
We don't wanna isolate him to, like, if we pot it, then it's only like ace queen will call us, right? Like stuff we lose to. Or a straight that is being tricky. Or two pair that was scared.
But there's no big bets, it's just betting small. My colors change every day.
Jamming a straight. King 7, all in, pure.
It's like autumn.
Not my fault.
It's like autumn. The leaves are falling, the colors are changing every day. There we
Yeah.
are.
Here comes the sun.
I would raise here every time.
You're in the sandwich, Danny.
We
Sandy.
are. Oh, sorry, wait, were we the PFR or no?
Oh my goodness.
So I called with the nines.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, that's
Pretty,
fine.
pretty nutty.
flat is good then.
Think betting or checking back is fine. I think I
like
would
this.
lean towards checking back here.
Yeah. That'd probably be better.
I like the bet. Don't doubt yourself too much, Arnie. You won the tournament after all.
I know, well, sometimes, a lot of times I try to call to just get people to put chips
Oh,
in the.
Danny,
pot.
don't be so results oriented.
But I
You gotta
definitely
do
need to
something
size
right
up
to win the
and be
baby.
more polar in situations.
We gotta keep Danny in line.
Danny's a cynic, and I think that's a very good thing.
I'm a little embarrassed. I haven't been donking out of the big blind this tournament. Like I was. Some of
This
the
is
other
not a
ones.
long board anyway.
Oh, no, I know.
Fold,
That
Yeah.
makes it easy. Fives. I was wondering if we call if the other guy didn't call.
I don't mind the all in here.
Nice. Big one.
This is terrible.
So yeah, the 3-bet on the button on EP, yeah.
20 effective.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Cause I'm not gonna call the jam, I don't think.
Twenty
I,
big blind.
I would not call it terrible. I think it's a little out of line.
Well,
Mm,
the
mm,
problem
mm.
here, Danny, is
Mhm.
what are you trying to accomplish? It's a PKO, right? You're in position. So if you wanna play these kind of hand, you gotta call more than 3-bet, right?
I don't think calling's very good at this point. What are we like? How far into this are we?
Have you made a lot of PFA, PKO training?
Nope,
Okay,
but
So
I
calling
understand
is a decent.
how
strat.
ranges shift as we get deeper.
But it's 20 bigs other ones, then you need to raise linear range here.
Yeah,
in my
so
opinion.
raising here feels bad.
No, you raise below the flats. You would flat king 10, maybe king 9, and then start raising these, no?
Thing
That's
is,
The
sort of what I
king
was
8,
thinking in game.
king
Look at the
7,
SPR.
ace 6, ace 5.
I don't 3-bet bluff very much against this top bet.
That's fine, you don't have to, but in
Yeah.
theory, there can be, right?
I think this is okay. I don't hate it.
There we
don't-
go, thank you, Nick.
Mm,
Don't like it that much.
No, me neither.
Let me find an ICM one.
TPV, so there's a sliver.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I don't hate it.
Woo.
Chip EV. Alright, we gotta go PKO final 3 tables.
Yeah, I think because it's PK, I'd probably push it a little bit more, but
I
If
think
it's
it's the other way around. PKO, you wanna call a little bit.
Yeah, cuz in that situation, you know, if he jams, I'm not probably calling with the king 8.
You're in position to.
It's kinda exactly what I said, not gonna lie. I'm gonna take a picture.
Yeah, it's probably shouldn't be opening that the ace 5.
You wanna share, Danny?
Sure.
Quick.
Share screen.
You're too slow, man.
Okay,
I
okay,
just
okay.
put empty beer bottles in
Can
my
you
room.
see?
What did you do to me, Louis?
Yes. King 8,
So this is, final 3 table, 25 big average. Button versus UTG.
we
It's
cover.
like not the exact same scenario, but yeah, we have 33 big, so we cover. You flat the good ones. And then it's like, starts getting dicey, you wanna 3-bet the bottom. And then
Okay,
it kinda slides up like,
okay.
alright.
Not a fan of this open.
No, neither am I.
Mm,
That's not a very good one either.
King eye board, maybe you should bet a lot here.
I should probably be betting a lot. Yeah, I agree.
Guy has like 2 big blinds, so I think he's ready to go. Oh my goodness, this is,
Wow.
so the 2 big blind goes. The 3 big blind goes, and then this guy ISO.
Oh,
We're
wow.
looking at a pile of chips here.
I can't call any faster. I snap.
What if,
This is-
Nick, what if he has a min bounty?
Oh, it's still a very happy call off because they're ISOing so wide here. He's ISOing with like pocket fours, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I can fold.
There's so many worse pairs he's jamming and so many just like cards with one over he's jamming that this is just way, way too high in range to ever consider folding.
Tough spot, it's a lot of chips.
It's a tough spot, yeah, cuz if I win,
it?
I'm laughing. If I lose this one, then I'm on life support.
Would you rather have tens or ace king?
That's right.
Tens.
I'd much rather have the church here.
Yeah, I'd rather have ace king here for sure. Fives, there it is.
Yeah, like I said, they're jamming so many worse pairs that this is just a dream.
Okay. Anybody else has a different opinion about this spot?
I hadn't
Oh wait,
been
we only have
watching.
14 bigs?
Hmm.
No, no, no,
Oh.
no.
Or
We
is that,
have 60,
Oh.
40,
do we? Okay, okay, okay. That's what I thought.
playing 40 effective.
Yeah, I'm calling this all day.
Yeah.
How about ace queen? Are you guys calling with ace
What about
queen?
nines?
Daddy, can I go to the pool?
Nines is a fold.
I'm
Ace
calling
queen, I'm
9.
shooting myself.
So
So
nine,
it starts to become a function of the guy's bounty. Like if the guy's got a big bounty, I'm gonna be calling quite wide here.
Okay.
Did he
Nines
have-
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, he had a pretty big bounty here too. Both of them had, big bounties.
Both because there's more to gain and you can maybe infer that he's a looser player. There's some correlation there.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with that, Danny.
Mhm.
is this like a pot size type of spot?
Yeah, with the open ender,
This guy's
Um,
in, there's this and this. We got exactly the hand I wanna size up the most.
yeah, it definitely need the most protection here.
Probably
just rip it?
5, 6 big blinds.
Is it too crazy to jam? Maybe a little.
Feels like it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're only isolating yourself to better hands. You don't leave them room to mess up.
You got a call or raise here? I don't think you block here.
No,
Sometimes
probably
the
not.
pair right above the board likes to go wild, but maybe 2.5x pot is a little too wild.
I just felt in that situation, he was pretty weak checking. And he'd put me on like a flush.
Ooh. Gotta blast the river.
Yeah, you're a little,
Why continue to keep betting on this thing?
sorry,
You're
Walt.
pretty muffled, Walt.
Can you hear me now?
So,
Yeah, a little better.
Okay, I was asking why continue betting on this flop with this hand? I've had like situations with this one as well, and like I'm starting to notice like usually they'll have it when they continue. I just want to know like why continue with 9-8. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I see the trips. My bad. Sorry. Wrong
We have
question.
it.
Sorry. Okay.
I think the turn sizing is probably
Could-
okay.
yeah, but
Maybe
the
it could be
river-
more, a
Small
little
on the
bit.
ace.
I think river needs to be more polar.
Yeah,
Wait, go back.
Check raise.
check
bet,
raise tiny.
or-
We bet small on the turn. I think we need to polarize.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
Mm.
Like the ace isn't a card that's really good for our check raise range, so we're gonna
And he
check.
hits it.
Yeah, we're gonna check raise and say we either have an 8 or we have nothing.
Or maybe a 7. I'm trying to
No,
protect.
a 7 doesn't want to continue to barrel, especially on an ace. I think.
Yeah,
Maybe some small sizing, but yeah, probably not.
Can we see the solve, Louis, for the turn?
It was it 3-way pre or no? Or
No.
3-way to the flop, I mean.
No,
no, it was heads up. I just called and I completed on the big blind from the button open.
It's like at least 2/3 or 75%.
Your flop raise was a little small.
Nick is right. You gotta polarize this one.
Nick is right.
Polarize the turn, jam the river.
Jam river.
But I'm in the big blind with the 9-8.
Is it a call on the flop? I don't think so.
I would also fold.
Yeah,
I think
it
I
was
was
a-
going for Buddy's bounty, but yeah, definitely probably just a fold, pure fold.
Yeah.
It's a good lead by that guy.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't find those.
How many hands, total do we, so we have an idea of when we're
One.
like final?
137.
Alright, cool.
What is going on here?
So this could be 2 tables left, maybe?
We're getting close.
Yeah.
Check.
I
Alright, what
checked, I
happened?
shouldn't have checked this back. But I don't know, the small blind's gonna have a pretty tight flatting range.
Yeah, I think it's either a check and give up or you're gonna bet large. I don't think you're really gonna bet small with this hand.
If you're gonna open 10-7, you gotta see that here.
Yeah.
If not, stick to the normal range. This is a disaster. Okay,
This was
that's one on the
really
turn.
bad.
Like this is again, okay, when you miss a C bet, you're trying to bluff on later streets. I've seen it 2 or 3 times now.
Yeah, it has been a
It's
recurring
better
theme.
with a C bet. Man,
I bet big on that flop. And
Yeah.
then continue on the turn, he's probably folding.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would bet small on the flop. It's just a king eye board. Rainbow.
I would bet small versus big blind, but small blind's gonna have a lot of pairs or straight draws on that.
This is a good 3 bet, 100 big blinds deep.
Yeah, you're a little too shallow for this. I don't hate it, but it's a little out of line.
It's actually, maybe okay. I don't know. Lewis alerted me to some of those little suited connector 3 bets at 40 bigs and 35 bigs that I thought also that we were like too shallow for it, but it does come in. Particularly 6-7, it's like almost pure, I think.
There's no sizing up on these pair boards. You just wanna go small.
So small, yeah.
Oh, straight.
Forget what I did here. I probably just called,
I think you need to,
Raise.
because you block.
but I
me.
should use raise.
Yeah, I would raise her for sure.
Yep.
Hmm, are we on the final table?
This is final table here, yeah.
Perfect.
That one, the villain there, he was opening all his hands like 4x, 4.5x. And it was a pretty bad, he had pretty bad range. This was a very bad player at the table here, so I just figured let's play for the stack and
How do you
Let's go.
handle the situation? I'm pretty sure jamming is not good here.
no, this was a terrible play. After I jammed, I was just like, I could lose so much EV at this final table if someone wakes up with
Yeah.
something.
This
But
guy
everyone was fairly passive.
Yeah,
I
but
was being
just
quite
make it like
aggressive.
13.
But I should have just bumped it up. Yeah,
Clicking
Yeah.
it, have something.
I figured that he would probably fold if but he called me fives here, so.
You can go a size basically where you're committing him, but you can still get away from
Get away,
the
yeah.
50 or the 60 guy if they rip it. Potentially. Yeah, I think like 12.5, 13 is pretty good.
I think
This
that's
was
enough.
another guy that was like just a calling station here. Oh,
If you're playing a true calling station, you gotta rip this.
yeah,
You definitely have.
Oh.
to rip
I
it.
just didn't know what he was gonna be calling me with. At this point, I didn't know what he had. I was
Yeah.
just sort of wanted to get his,
But
I
if
don't
you-
know if he would have
The
called me with
risk
his set.
reward of like
Yeah, this is where
winning,
you apply your edge. If you think this guy's a calling station, you gotta press on the gas pedal.
Yeah,
yeah. Imagine he folds
Well-
the set to the jam though, like,
It's not on like, do you ever want to bluff jam there?
mm-hmm.
If you ever want to bluff jam, you have to jam some flushes for value. Like,
The ace, the naked ace.
Exactly. Like I would jam naked ace of clubs all day here.
But
And
if
so
the
I think you just have to jam your flushes for value. And sometimes you'll have it, sometimes you'll be bluffing, but that's part of playing poker, just being balanced.
I think that's a
Yeah.
strong strategy.
It doesn't matter if they call or not, because sometimes you'll have it, sometimes you won't.
Packs.
I don't know, I figured I didn't think he was as strong as I said. I thought he had like a pair.
But does it matter?
Probably not. I find that a lot of times the situation, I just try to get those crying calls, right? Just to get as much as I can. Especially at the lower stakes.
Final
We
table, I would raise this hand.
Did we bet the
From
flop?
the small blind.
Thing is, yeah. Are you supposed to call here with ICM and everything?
Probably just a fold 100% here.
No,
The
you
big
know,
blind.
we have
I
too
would
many
call.
backdoors to fold, but like I don't like leading this flop.
Yeah, you gotta check here and call, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have bottom pair with the backdoor draws. We really just want to keep this pot small.
Alright,
Don't bet the river though.
This is too
If
strong
you're
to three
bluffing
bet.
that bigger,
Yeah,
otherwise
you can-
just check.
You can call this strong, I guess.
seems
Why
like
do you,
3x.
everyone is trying to get this guy here.
Yeah.
We're
So
gonna
we
quadruple
decide
him up.
3x
Let's
and
go.
then- Not sure it's a great three bet in this scenario.
Oh,
yeah.
I agree.
we're getting
Maybe
really
with the
deep.
ace 4 off, it would be better, ace 5 off, a 3-bet.
It's a good spot to attack him cuz he doesn't wanna go out before the other guy.
Shove,
Wanna rip it? Yeah,
oh, what's that?
not great.
Open,
Yeah,
Open
no,
jam.
I was just like, why did I do this? That should have.
Maybe not at low stakes,
Turns
but
over 8-5.
if the 33 big blind stack is not clueless, I think it makes a good jam pre.
Every once in a while,
Call.
not very often, I'll just limp just to see how they rack, but it's, yeah, I don't only do it on the button.
I think that's a mistake. Calling here is a mistake.
Yeah,
'Cause
especially with the,
whenever
if
your
it,
SPR is too low, you lose the price to go with like gut shots and open enders and stuff like that.
yeah,
If it was like it's 50, you probably could continue. But at this
Oh,
tag depth,
I think you're crazy, Louis.
I should have probably
Because
bet
we don't-
that on the flop. The
Is
open
that because
ender.
we don't get paid off?
If we hit a 7, we could win though.
no, it's just because we don't have the kind of implied odds to continue when he has just
Okay.
10 big blinds. We could make a
Yeah.
straight, could be good, but if it's like 50 big blind on the river, we can win.
No,
a
but
big pot.
we have
But so
the
the number of
direct
times
odds
we
though.
would hit it, he would only give you what, 10 big blinds, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have like, it's a thing like whenever SPR gets short, you start to lose the backdoor calls, you start to lose the ace high calls, all the backdoor gut shot, open enders type of, it's a.
Hear
it's
me
a
out for a
thing
sec.
in
It
there.
went check, check on the flop and he's stabbing small on the turn. We can hit a 6 and win. We don't need to make our straight. We just have the direct odds.
You're majority folding this turn, Danny. Look at the machine.
It's 50-50. It's
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah. You wanna
Alright.
advocate for like a zero EV call? See where that takes you?
We
Does the
do
bounty-
zero
does-
EV stuff all the time. Half the opens are zero EV opens.
What did you put him on at this point?
Does the bounty add some implied odds as well?
Yes.
I just put him on two cards. I didn't think he had a jack. I don't think he checked back a jack on the flop being so short.
Yeah, but 2 cards is gonna beat you.
Yeah. I just figured with the pot, I was just thinking pot odds,
Try
I
to
figured a
keep that in
6, 7
mind.
or a 9 or a 4 would have been good. And that was it, right? I can afford it,
think it's
even,
fine. It's
even,
whatever.
with ICM and stuff, it's probably a bad call, but just being able,
I don't think you're gonna be super profitable here, making this kind of call.
yeah, no, I agree.
I don't think it's terrible one way or the other. Like I don't think it's punting, and I don't think it's gonna win you a lot of money either. Just close and EV.
It's fine, either way.
I
Louis
would put
likes
more
folding,
pressure on big
I like
blind in
calling.
general. You're calling too much from the small blind, in my opinion. More
I
raising.
agree.
Another spot where I think we should see that every time.
Yeah, I really like betting this hand.
Big range is betting most of the time here.
Mhm.
We have 8 high and we have great draw.
We have a straight draw.
Gotta bet. Double straight draw.
Yeah, double gutted.
It's checking 40%, so checking is probably not too bad. Do you call?
Yes.
I think I called here.
Or?
Sucks.
He
Or
has his
Bet
entire
the
range. It's
turn.
really easy to overbluff here.
We
Yeah.
have to bet turn.
He could have like jack 3 of spades and just be betting. It's like,
Okay,
or value owning himself.
do you raise
Apparently.
here or do you just check back? I'm just checking back.
Pure check back.
King 7 suited, I'm raising.
Yeah, it's a good check, I think. We will have some suited branch that raises here, right? Given
King
the
7
stacks.
suited, yeah. Is this a jam or a raise?
It's not a jam, and the raise is too
Ooh,
big.
raise or limp.
You sure it's
Or
not a
fine.
jam? King blocker?
I'm positive.
Could limp
Why would you
jam,
say that the
maybe.
raise is too big? Just because he's too short?
Yeah, he's at 25 big, so your RFI sizing is gonna go down.
That's right. I actually think I have this.
I think it'll be 3. So it's not like terrible, but
I made a graph. Hope I can show it.
you have a giraffe?
Yeah,
Nice.
oh, it's gone. God damn.
Sometimes we wanna get the
Oh,
raise
there it
through
is.
and we
There
know
it is.
they're not gonna fold to 3, so we make it 3.5, you know?
My wonderful
Nice.
graph, look. The mountain. Alright. So raise. Get scammed. Oh,
So I limp there, I
Yeah.
could probably call his raise and see the flop.
This is good too, though. This is fine, like. Maybe if you limp call and he has king, queen there and you get the king, you just lose a bigger pot, so. Raise folding works.
It's probably just a fold.
no, you gotta call once. Good jack.
Arnie, have some confidence.
I just,
Stop
I
betting
played,
in play.
Why are
even
we-
though I've got so lucky in this tournament a
I
couple
don't
times.
like this.
What
Turn
are we
is not
doing?
great. though. Turn is not great.
Okay,
Yeah.
now doubt your play.
Yeah. I had a feeling that was coming up, so I was just like, oh. Cause I'm only getting called by better there, right?
Yeah,
That was good.
and it's like strong enough where you don't really need to start bluffing and you don't have a diamond and it's like you have no backup if you get called.
That's
I probably should have called here.
I
So
don't know.
this
Tough.
should be maybe a sharp pre. pre-flop.
That maybe probably should have shoved that pre.
Open shove
Yeah,
Yeah,
Definitely.
this is a jam, yeah.
or limp jam maybe.
Should you call here? I would fold.
I'd probably just fold, let's see if they have a collision.
It's probably a call. Oh, wait, with the ace 5? What do we do with the ace 5?
No, forget it.
I raised
he
and he
folded.
jammed, I folded.
I don't know if it's a fold.
No, I agree.
That's what we
100%.
said. That's what we said. Three
Okay,
it's close. This one, I feel like I would fold here. I call king 10.
I'm folding.
Ugh, gotta fold. Oh my goodness, Arnie.
I have a feeling that this guy will call.
No, I'm pretty sure he folds. Oh, he
Oh.
does call.
Goodness, are you gonna get there? Or is that why?
Oh.
Oh my goodness, Arnie.
Yeah, no,
ICM jail. It's ICM jail, guys.
Yeah, straight to ICM jail. You're gonna, after this session, you're gonna go head towards the ICM jail. Ken is gonna take care of you over there.
Ken's our
Yeah.
long-term resident.
Yeah. It's gonna show you the ropes of the ICM jail. Check raise.
I
Oh,
think it was just in game. He was raising it quite a bit there, so. Like, especially because he was in the big blind every time there when I was limping and raising the small blind. But it's still terrible, terrible jam.
I would also fold here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No one believes your turn leads anymore. Check, jam.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
That's
Just
a
the
dream.
house.
Ooh,
Bro, another
Yeah.
one where you could have gotten more.
yeah, you should have.
Yeah, well, he was slow playing his flush there too, right? But
Like, I think jamming's bad now.
On the river,
Yeah, it's a paired board with the flush available.
you got the full house.
What are you getting called by?
Oh,
Flushes.
never mind. I'm dumb. Jam.
Yeah.
I thought we had two pair.
I never suspected he had a flush there.
Now we're just showing Kenny two.
Well, you gotta start
Yes.
suspecting it more.
My favorite part of the tournament, Max, is shoving with any two.
This was the only hand we did in heads up
That,
and
Oh,
that's
yeah, I
nice.
flop two pair.
I think this is a good call. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
For sure.
I was not happy when I saw his hand. But
What
What?
about
two to one
king
chip
high?
lead here, I probably should have just folded. Just to keep that, just in case, he was shoving large. Cause I don't know, I've got a 2 to 1 chip
Calling
lead
here
here.
with king high.
Oh my goodness, Arnie. He had you.
You did? That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, as soon as we saw the hands flip on their backs, it was just like, oh geez, I just lost a 2 to 1 chip lead.
No, you still got 20 bigs and then you still got good scam equity here, 30%. 30% of the time he dies, and that's fine. Oh, I think it's fine.
It's a fold though, right?
No, I don't think so. Do you think?
Oh.
Heads up like this?
Pretty close, no?
No,
No.
any ace high
Heads
I'm
up.
calling.
Not for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't have folded.
I think it's close, but I think it's a call.
Where's the jam? It's the bottom.
I don't know if I'm folding ace five. I'm folding ace four.
Ace
Maybe I
five
can fold
majority
ace three.
folds.
Ace three, ace two, maybe I can fold, but ace four, ace five, I don't know.
60% fold ace five. Heads
Okay.
up. Wait,
Okay.
this is with
Well,
ante, right?
What about the kings?
Yeah.
What about the kings? King nine is a call.
King
Is
nine,
it or no?
probably
King
king
jack.
jack.
And king nine suited, yeah.
Alright,
King jack. I might call king 10 there, whoops.
shippity ship it. And that's how Arnie turned $3 and almost 900 bucks.
Awesome.
It was a long tournament. It was
So-
good. I
It was fun. You did
definitely
more
need
mistakes
to
than the
work on a
first.
couple things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Arnie, you
never
played well.
met
You
that
have
with-
some good like natural instincts and things, I think. Like, the natural aggression's
Wait.
definitely good.
Yeah.
I would just work on like implementing smaller raise sizes sometimes and
Yeah.
putting your opponents in more difficult, asking them more difficult questions to answer.
Yeah,
also stop checking back on the flop. Cause it leads you to make bigger mistakes post flop after that.
yeah,
You're trying to get tricky, but then you show up with the aggression later in the hand and that's usually not good.
Mhm.
When you when you tell a story, you start from the beginning and you go, the whole thing, not just a
Yeah.
portion of it. Well, thanks a lot for watching, everybody.